Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, there are going to be a lot of theories as to why it took this long to get the compensation out, the big compensation that Kabam promised us. Technically, in their last post, they were correct. They got it out before the July 1st weekend sales. They waited until 9 days before they hit, as they will hit the game a week from Friday, unless they just don't want to make money this year. I think the main theory that works, if it's true that Kabam has coded them correctly, and it doesn't even say that in this message, but on the forum post that I did a video on right before the offers hit the game, if you go back to my channel a couple videos ago from the time this was released, you'll see it. They specifically state for the first time that you will not be able to get multiple compensation packages. That's completely new. That's not to say that they ever wanted people to get multiple compensation packages. Their coding was just screwed up to the point that when you progressed, you got multiple compensation. Now, would I be surprised if people still got multiple compensation, even though Kabam said they wouldn't? Absolutely not, because we've also seen that before. And if that's the case, Kabam better not take that away from the player, that the coding was the fault of that player getting multiple compensations. I am a bit surprised that Thronebreaker and Wallet Breaker have the same compensation. Now you might theorize that will mean that they get the same offers on July 4th weekend. I do not expect that to be the case. That would be a huge, I think, error for Kabam to inspire people to become Paragon, only to not give them a separate level of not compensation, but offers. And then somebody like my man Eric Nelson, who's saving up $1,200+, I think in some ways Thronebreaker players would be a little disappointed that they couldn't get multiple offers at the highest tiers of both the top two progression levels. That also would cost Kabam money, because somebody like Eric could only spend $600 instead of $1,200. It literally costs Kabam $600 if they have Thronebreaker still be the cutoff of the top progression level offer. So for so many reasons, especially economic, and Kabam is usually in their best economic interest, and that actually makes sense. They're a for-profit company. They should be wanting to put out two different offer levels. Speaking of which, some of you have theorized today that also the reason why the compensation was given out was because we have a 14-day card and the usual Cavalier Nexus crystals. It's a Wednesday, right? It's become like offer day. And on top of that, it's a special offer Wednesday because there is another actually new 14-day daily card. Now, this is based on your progression level, and in this case, I'm guessing it's a Thronebreaker one, but again, maybe I'll need to make a separate video. This is one of those, like, this reminds me of July 4th, where it's just make content day for Prof Off. Good thing I only got 2 hours of sleep. Not. Okay, so 6-star daily card gives you 3,500 6-star shards total, which is not a lot. But it does give you a free Cavalier crystal. This would be so much more exciting if this were a Nexus crystal. If this were a Nexus crystal, this would be amazing. Unfortunately, they only give you 2 Cavalier Nexus crystals, and we're used to seeing 5 to 10 per $50, so this is about the same ratio. Only 1,500 6-star shards right now is confusing to me. It's really about whether or not you just want to open a Cavalier Crystal daily, which again, what you get out of those is going to be heavily dependent on the random number generator, on RNGesus to not be RNJudas. They missed the mark on this one. That's not to say that it doesn't have some value, right? What you get in these 2 Cavalier Nexus will also heavily determine the value. If you get a 6-star or a 6-star Nexus in one of those 2, obviously your value goes way up. But what they're trying to do is make the value much less, but also price these lower. My guess is they weren't selling as many as they thought they were selling when they did $50 daily cards. And the best daily card we have ever seen to this date easily is the February daily card with the 2 fully formed Tier 5 class Catalyst crystals and a ton of other stuff from Tier 2 Alpha to Tier 5 Basic. That remains the Kabam just got a new CEO, let's make everybody happy daily card. It's always going to be, it's going to be like ingrained in my head. But that was $50. This is $20, and it gets you half of a 6-star eventually after 14 days. So, you can say, well, hey, a 6-star for $40, that ain't bad. But again, of course, it could easily be a 6-star Captain America OG, right? And is an OG Captain America worth $40? Absolutely not. Not as the game stands right now. And then if you look at it that way, then I guess the Cavalier Crystals are technically a bonus, which these things we've talked about on the channel this week, especially because Cavalier players are super upset that uncollected players now have access to them. I understand the anger, but at the same time, Kabam was like not selling Grandmaster Crystals at all. The supply versus the demand of that item has gone to almost zero for players who are uncollected. It's probably really valuable, especially in the daily offer for people who start the game and are level 5 and get access to that Grandmaster Daily Special. But otherwise, not so much. So, I'm on the fence as to whether or not I'm leaning towards buying it, but I'm not as excited to buy this as I would normally. I still think it's a C+ value, especially this close to July 4th weekend sales. If you only have $20 for the next 9 days, next week and a half, you'd be dumb to buy this instead of getting even 2 Star-Lord's loot bags on July 4th weekend, because of course you also get the 550 units included with this, and this you get 0 units. It's a decent price for a 6-star basic if you factor out the math, but it still doesn't guarantee you anything. You could easily get all 3 and 4 stars of the Cavalier NEXUS crystals and left with mostly 3 stars of the Cavalier crystals. The reason why I'm leaning towards buying it is that it's just more content for my channel, where I can do a Cavalier crystal and a daily wallet breaker every day as part of my live streams for the next 14 days. And that's incentive, because if I crank out 14 videos, even though most of those videos will only earn like $1 or $2 on the channel, I'll get the $20 back over the course of 14 videos. It might take all 14, but I'll get it back. So I can justify that from a content creating standpoint and just giving my summoners more, or my viewers. When I said my summoners, I felt like a Kabam cult. I can give my viewers the maximum value for their viewership on the channel by making more content, but it's just a little bit more than average. Remember, because there was a meme about this, I can rip something like I do in this video where I want something to be an A, but it's a C+, and any offer I rate as a C or higher, I still am tempted to buy. So, there are going to be people who say, Prof, you ripped that offer and you still bought it. Well, I graded it as C+. It's slightly above average, but it's not good to excellent like I want these 14-day offers to be. So they missed the mark overall. I think they should have done 1 Cavalier NEXUS crystal per day. We have seen that at least once in the history of offers. But at the same time, it is compensation day. It is Cavalier NEXUS day. So good luck to everybody opening those. And we'll continue to crank out content today, as it's going to be a busy day on the channel.